Okay, hello everybody. I'm here with Karine Bouheri, who is part of the jury, the expert jury of the Employee Engagement Awards Dubai. Happy to be here with you, Karine. We're going to do a little interview about you, about the importance of employee engagement, about Dubai. So maybe it's a good idea that you start by introducing yourself.
Sure. Thank you, Yves, and thank you everybody for tuning in. My name is Karine, as you rightfully mentioned, Yves. I've had 18 years plus of corporate and consultancy experience around the area of marketing, communications, branding, and most recently, employee engagement, where I worked side by side very closely with the HR functions. Um, a little bit about me. I was born here in the UAE, I know this place somehow inside out, and I love it. I call it my second home, and I got into employee engagement because of personal reasons, dysfunctions that I've seen in the corporate world, which I have seen lead to even the extreme of deaths. People just dying of heart attacks because of overwork and because of poor relationships at work. So that triggered me to look into the domain very deeply, not as deeply as you, Yves. You've been doing this for many years, I know. And probably in Europe, you are many steps ahead than us here in the region. But this whole thing triggered me to get into this space. And today, I am marketing and public affairs specialist with Vestas, who are a global wind power company, also considered a sustainable energy solutions provider, where we love to bring in clean energy into our region. And I recently joined Vestas, and very happy to have done so, to be honest, because they have only added to my purpose, which is to bring and co-create happiness and harmony for both people and planet.
Wow, that's a great purpose. I know the company Vestas, the European one. I'm not so sure if Europe is doing better than the Middle East, by the way. I think we can both learn from each other because I always say
Absolutely.
to people in Europe, I think the challenge here is bigger because you have so many different cultures here who have to work together. But most of the people, and that's the nice thing about this place, is that most of the people are here for a reason. They really want to build the country together, which is something that is sometimes lacking in Europe. So I think we can both, the whole purpose thing, I think we can both learn from each other. And that's the whole point, by the way, about the Employee Engagement Awards. So, Karine, what do you think? What is employee engagement to you? What is the definition, or what does it mean? Is it one thing? Is it many things? How do you look at it?
Employee engagement is, in my opinion, many things. It's like a love affair, or it's like love. How do you how do you love? How do you um, engage with the world? So it's the same in companies. What are the components needed to have a kind of engagement in the workplace? I love this definition by Hewitt Associates, where employee engagement is the state of emotional and intellectual commitment that employees have for their company or with their company. Are they saying great things about the company? Are they staying in the company? Are they loyal? And are they striving to make the company a better company? So, and it's in those three areas that you can measure and monitor how employee engagement is doing, and that directly impacts corporate culture and what it's like to work in a company.
Okay, that's a very good definition. We also believe that it's about the relationships. You call it love. I of course, you're a passionate woman, but I think it's a good, yeah, good resemblance. But why? I'm a CEO. Why would I invest in employee engagement? Is it not just fluffy happiness and yeah, 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 or why would I actually invest?
Why? I think it's very clear after this pandemic has hit us, and has caused immense stress and immense challenges to our work-life balance, juggling between still doing work and not being certain that you're going to do it forever. At the same time, manage emotions and everything at home. Even whether you're alone, it's managing your own emotions and your own morale. And I believe leaders have seen the impact of this and what it has done to not only morale, but to productivity. Even the leaders went through it themselves. They're human beings, just like everybody else. And that's the thing about one of the dysfunctions I found in employee engagement is this disconnect that leaders had with their employee base. And today, for the very first time, collectively, leaders and employees are going through the same thing, the same challenges, the same stresses, and they have seen the negative impacts of that. So a highly, and studies have shown that a highly engaged organization is more profitable, is healthier in terms of business performance and well-being of employees. You don't see much absenteeism as you would if the work culture was poor or toxic or there was more disengagement. And we know, Yves, and you've mentioned it in your website, that today the state of our world, and according to Gallup, 85% to 87% of employees are disengaged worldwide, leaving 13 to 15% who are only engaged. And this is with the monitoring and measuring tools that we have today. Who knows how worse it could be or how better it could be. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if that answered your question or.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think this is why leaders are becoming now more intentional about creating well-being programs into the workplace, especially virtually. We've never been so bombarded with a lot of information, especially coming from the digital world, and Zoom fatigue and meetings that you have online and on the screen, that all impacts you and impacts your physiology, which in turn impacts your psychology, and it's all a vicious cycle. So yes, well-being is very, very important today in organizations.
Yes, I can acknowledge that. We see now for the first time that we don't have to explain the importance of employee engagement anymore. Where before it was like, yeah, why do I have to invest in happiness of people or in their fitness programs or whatever? Why would I do that? Now everybody gets it. From a positive point of view and from a negative point of view, you had companies who did really well in the pandemic, where the engagement was very high and where it was almost like business as usual, and they grew in the pandemic, and people were agile and they really fought for the company. We also had a lot of negatives, of course, where the companies were not ready at all, where people were not engaged at all, and that was it added to the drama, in fact. So exactly. It's a good thing. I mean, the pandemic is not a good thing. Don't get me wrong, but I think in that area it taught us a lot, and we see that leaders now completely understand it, but also employees, because we also say it's also about personal leadership. Don't just point at the leaders. I mean, it's also your personal leadership that has to be improved. You have to get a grip of on your life, and also,
Yes, absolutely. And I think also it's about progressive thinking.
Yes.
Having a growth mindset. You were talking about those companies that succeeded or that sort of had it all together during the pandemic, and we can talk about companies like the Googles of the world, the Twitters of the world. They had already this work-life or work-home flexibility options that they were offering to their employees before. This was not something popular, especially here in the region. They'd never believed in it, but it's those companies who applied these policies from the very beginning were already prepared for something like this. So, so it's really about a progressive mindset.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, one final question maybe. How do you think that the region will react to something like the Employee Engagement Awards? Just after this, well, almost after this COVID crisis, how do you think they will react to the TV format that we're launching here?
Yes, I'm very excited. I think they're going to really look at this deep and hard, and they're going to need some help, of course. There are going to be a lot of companies who are going to need some help, and this is why I love the format of the Employee Engagement Awards. It's this journey you're going to take companies through, tackling different areas of employee engagement. See, we're talking about, is it one thing or many things? It's many things. Employee engagement is about not only developmental programs, learning and development, you've got innovation, you've got relationships, you've got compensation and benefits. Many components come together to create not only a highly engaged workforce, but a positive employee experience that could lead to also employee advocacy of what we referred to at the beginning with the Hewitt's definition of would you stay in a company? Would you say great things about it? And would you strive to do great things? So I think companies are definitely going to take this Employee Engagement Awards seriously. They're going to look at it in a deeper way. And I think companies are ready to help. The only thing is, I really hope that from the learnings they've had in 2020, they have put budgets in place to support this, and they realize the importance of having these kinds of budgets in place, and also realize the importance of human resources or human capital or people and culture playing an extremely important and strategic role in all of this. But one thing is for sure, Yves, is employee engagement is not just the role of human capital or human resources or people and culture. It's everybody's responsibility, and it starts with the leader. It starts with the leader, and then it trickles down this way.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop the interview right there because that's a very wise closing note. So I want to thank you, Karine, for your enthusiasm, your energy, and I'm looking forward to working with you in the jury. And to create some more awareness on the importance of employee engagement here in the region.
Absolutely, Yves. We're here to learn as well all together, because this is all new for us, and people like us are ready to hold hands and just help and be of service.
Thank you, Karine.
Thank you, Yves.